Now it's time to make one of my favorite cookies ever, Dulce de Leche cookies, aka Peruvian alfajores. If you ever see me in the kitchen baking these, then you know damn well I am feeling super motivated that day because baking stresses me out, but for these guys, woo, I will do anything. Step 1, make the dulce de leche, or in Peru, they call it manjar blanco. It's the same thing, it's just really, really caramelized condensed milk. So I have a can here, I remove the label because I'm going to boil it. In a pot it goes. And you wanna make sure that it's completely submerged, none of the can is exposed, because as this cooks, the water might evaporate, the level will go down, and then it might explode. You don't want any of that happening, so just monitor it, make sure it's submerged in water, and everything will be fine. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil. Just make sure that it's going on a hard simmer for at least 4 hours. When I lived in Queens, I had this underground cookie dealer, and he made the freaking best alfajores. Like, they came in these unmarked white bags. Then one day he went MIA, and I needed my cookie fix, so I realized that I had to learn how to make them myself. My dulce de leche is done. It's cooling to the side. Next step, make the dough. So in this bowl, I'm gonna add flour, powdered sugar. This is basically like a shortbread cookie dough. And you gotta use powdered sugar because that's what creates that crumbly texture. And we want something that's gonna melt in your mouth. So I'm gonna add even more cornstarch. So in Peru, this is called alfajores de maicena or maicena, which means corn flour. Then for the flavorings, I'm going in with a power combo here, anise and orange zest. This combination's like the holidays. So this makes a great holiday gift. Smells so good. I'm gonna give that a little mix. I've got some butter here. It's nice and softened. I like to just go in with my hands and mix it. You can't really overwork this dough, so that's okay. Now form it into a disc, wrap this up, and then put this in the fridge to chill and rest for half an hour. Baking gives me such anxiety. Like, I go into full panic mode thinking about just making simple cookies. But in order to get my cookie fix, I had to figure out how to make them. So I play around with the ingredients, the different measurements, and I kept working at it until I made a cookie that was very close to my cookie dealer's. I've got my dough, it's been chilled, and now it's time to roll out. A big tip here, get yourself some wax paper so that you can roll it out and not have to worry about it sticking to your surface. Put a little flour on it. I'm gonna cut this in half. Get yourself another piece of wax paper, put it on top, and then start working the dough. Now you wanna roll it out so it's about a 1/4 inch thick. All right, I think this looks good. It's nice and even. Take a cookie cutter of your choice. I just like this little round. You just cut a few pieces. And you wanna make sure you cut out an even number of rounds because later we're gonna sandwich them. So you need 2 sides. And you carefully lift it up and transfer it to a parchment-lined baking dish. It's important to chill the dough before working with it because you want all of the moisture to be absorbed by the flour. It gives it time to kind of soak it up. Gather up the remaining dough, roll it out again, and keep punching cookies. How cute are these little rounds? Before you put this in the oven, take a fork and prick each cookie 3 times, just so that when it bakes, it remains relatively flat, it won't puff up in the middle, and you'll have a good sandwich cookie. This goes into the oven, and it doesn't need to cook for very long, about 8 minutes. It doesn't need to develop color. It just needs to cook all the way through. See you soon. Look at these cookies. It looks like they didn't change much, but look, they're nice and cooked and they firmed up, but they are very delicate, so don't go throwing them all over the place. Now, for the dulce de leche, aka manjar blanco, check this out. It started off mostly white, and look at that color. Oh, it is the caramel luxe of my dreams. All you have to do is get a little bit of that good stuff, get your cookie, add a little bit in the center, and then grab your second cookie and press them together. That is an alfajor. Well, a naked alfajor. We sell one more step after this. And now for the final step, the showstopper, dance of the powdered white stuff. Oh yes, powdered white stuff makes everything better. Look at that, Peruvian alfajores. All of this has led to this moment. It really just melts in your mouth. It's got that light floralness with the anise and the orange and that dulce de leche. Ooh, beautiful Peruvian alfajores.